Welcome to Oryx Learning. Today's lesson is on Unit 7, Transformations, Lesson 4, Dilations. Rodwan had so much success with his new garden that he would now like to make it 3 times as large. If the original coordinates of Rodwan's garden are a, -1, 1, b, -1, 3, and c, -4, 2, what will the new enlarged coordinates be? Assume Rodwan is dilating his garden about the origin. If you would like to find out the answer to this question, follow along and we'll revisit it at the end. A dilation uses a scale factor to enlarge or reduce a figure. A dilation with a scale factor k will be an enlargement or an image larger than the original if k is greater than 1, a reduction or an image smaller than the original if k is greater than 0, k is less than 1, or the same as the original if k equals 1. So as we can see here, we have a triangle ABC. It has side lengths of 3, 4, and 5. It is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. If we take the center of dilation at 0, 0, we can see that on the left, our scale factor is 1. When the scale factor is 1, triangle A', B', C' will be the exact same size as the original. If I move the scale factor in the positive direction greater than 1, we can see that the triangle becomes enlarged. So at a scale factor of 2, all of the original coordinate points are multiplied by a k value of 2. So we can see that the original point A, which was 2, 1, was multiplied by a k value of 2. So 2 times 2 gives me 4, and 1 times 2 gives me 2, giving me the coordinate for A', which is 4, 2. The same idea for point B, which is at 5, 5. Multiplying each of the values by 2, 5 times 2 is 10, so that will give me the point B', which is at 10, 10. And lastly, for point C, we can see that point C starts at the coordinate 5, 1, multiplying each of the values by the scale factor of the k equals 2. 5 times 2 is 10, 1 times 2 is 2, so the point C' is at 10, 2. We also notice that the side lengths are doubled as the scale factor is 2, so 3 becomes 6, 4 becomes 8, and 5 becomes 10. If I make the scale factor between 0 and 1, so for example, if the scale factor is a half, I can see that all of the original coordinates got multiplied by a k value of 0.5, making the values smaller. So this coordinate 2, 1, well, half of 2 is 1, half of 1 is a half, so that makes the coordinate 1.5, which is A' here. The same can be done for coordinates B and C. And you notice that these side lengths are also half. Half of 3 is 1.5, half of 4 is 2, and half of 5 is 2.5. A dilation uses a scale factor to enlarge or reduce a figure. A dilation with a scale factor k will be an enlargement or an image larger than the original if k is greater than 1. So as we can see here, the preimage ABC is smaller than the image A', B', C'. It would be a reduction or an image smaller than the original if k is between 0 and 1, so k is greater than 0 or less than 1. And it will be the same as the original figure if k equals 1. When the center of dilation in the coordinate plane is the origin, each coordinate of the preimage is multiplied by the scale factor k to find the coordinates of the image. So if you have a point xy, the new dilated coordinate will be kx, ky. A preimage in an image, when dilated, will always have which of the following: a different shape, different angles, the same shape, or a different size? When dilating, by definition, the preimage and image are always the same shape, but not necessarily the same size. The figures can be different sizes, but do not have to be if the k-value is 1. So in this case, they have to have the same shape. Given the preimage in blue and the image in red, which of the following is true? So as we can see from the preimage, the blue image, to the red image, the figure becomes larger. A larger figure will result from a k-value that is greater than 1. If the k-value was equal to 1, the image and preimage would be the exact same size. And if the image is smaller than the preimage, that results from a k-value that's greater than 0 or less than 1. Using a scale factor of k equals 3, graph the dilation of the new triangle below. List the new coordinates a prime, b prime, c prime. So if we take the original coordinate xy and multiply it by our k-value to get kx, ky, in this case with a k-value of 3, we would have 3x, 3y. So I take my original point, A, which is 1, 3, multiply both the x and y values by the scale factor of 3 to get 1 times 3 and 3 times 3, which is our new point A prime, 3, 9. Continuing to do that for B and C, the point 4, 2 would become the point B prime, 12, 6, and point C, 2, negative 1, would become C prime, 6, negative 3. Just multiplying the x and y value both by the scale factor of 3 for each coordinate. And here is the graph of our original preimage and the image that was formed after the dilation. Using a scale factor of k equals 1/2, graph the dilation of the triangle below. List the new coordinates a prime, b prime, c prime. So xy with a dilation would become kx, ky. In this case, with a dilation or scale factor of 1/2, my new coordinates would be 1/2 x, 1/2 y. So if I take the a, the b, and the c from the original preimage and multiply their x and y values by 1/2, that will give me a prime, b prime, and c prime. So the point A, 1, 3, will become a prime, which is 1/2, 3/2. The original point B of 4, 2 will become b prime, 2, 1. And the original point C, 2, negative 1, will become c prime, 1, negative 1/2. Again, just multiplying the x and y values of the original coordinates by 1/2. This will give us a prime, b prime, c prime, which we can see in the graph is smaller than the original image ABC. Miriam is making her son a kite. She has the smaller triangle cut out and now needs to make the larger triangle. The smaller triangle has coordinates of A, 1, 3, B, 3, 3, and C, 3, 1. If she wants to use a scale factor of 4, what are the coordinates of A prime, B prime, C prime? So again, if we take the original coordinate xy, multiply them by the scale factor kx and ky, in this case with a scale factor of 4, we will get 4x and 4y. So if I take all of the original points and multiply their x and y values by 4, that will give me the coordinates of A prime, B prime, C prime. So the point A, which was originally 1, 3, if I multiply the x and y values by 4, I get A prime, which is 4, 12. The point B, 3, 3, multiplying the x and y values by 4 would give me B prime, which is 12, 12. And point C, which was originally 3, 1, multiplying both the x and y by 4, results in C prime 12, 4. Back to our gardening example. Rod 1 had so much success with his new garden that he would now like to make it 3 times as large. If the original coordinates of Rod 1's garden are A, negative 1, 1, B, negative 1, 3, and C, negative 4, 2, what will the new enlarged garden coordinates be? Assume Rod 1 is dilating his garden about the origin. So now we know that if we take the original coordinates x, y, and multiply both the x and y values by the scale factor, that will give us the new coordinates of the garden that we need. So in this case, if I take the original point A, negative 1, 1, and multiply both the x and y values by the scale factor, or in this case 3, I will get the point A prime, negative 3, 3. Same goes for the original point B of negative 1, 3. If I multiply the x and y by 3, I get B prime, which is negative 3, 9. And the point C, negative 4, 2, multiplying both the x and y by 3, I get C prime is negative 12, 6. So those are the coordinates of Rod 1's new enlarged garden. So remember, a dilation uses a scale factor to enlarge or reduce a figure. A dilation with a scale factor k will be an enlargement or an image larger than the original if k is greater than 1. It will be a reduction or an image smaller than the original if k is greater than 0 and less than 1. Or it will be the same as the original figure if k equals 1. In order to find our new coordinates for any of the following, if I take the original point xy and multiply the x and y values by the scale factor k, I will get the new coordinates of the dilated figure. That's it for our lesson today. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed it.